All right, everyone, here we go with an energy weather update. Let's give the deck a shuffle. I haven't even shuffled for a pre-shuffle yet. Steve, lazy bastard. I know, right? A little bit of anxiety, it looks like, at the bottom of the deck, Nine Swords. Yeah, it's in the energy. You'll probably see it in your horoscopes. You know, a bit of lay low energy. I don't know. Let's take a look. I mean, astrologically speaking, the way the energy's pulling on the planets, the gravity is pulling on the core energies. It's a bit of, I would delay any big decisions if I were you, type of energy, just for a few days, right? This energy weather update here, it'll affect all of you at different times, but the energy that's around right now feels very temporary to me. It doesn't feel like, I mean, it's always temporary, but you know what I mean? Like, it feels like in a few days it'll go away, you know. It's like if you look outside and it's raining, you go, oh, we could go out in that. It's just a little bit. Right, it's a bit of that. So let's see where we go. But I think it's a little bit of lay low energy. We'll see. All right, it's a general reading. May or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. Let's just skip the free shuffle and shuffle on the goddamn energy. This is what I'm trying to do right now. This reading is timeless. You're all moving at different speeds on your timeline, but this does talk about the surrounding energies. So they're kind of there, right? Your energy may not catch up to it for a couple of days, but generally speaking, you're all pretty much in this here. Let's see where we go. Yeah, look at this. The environmental energy, I said we weren't going to do a pre-shuffle, but the environmental energy feels pretty good here, right? So we'll pull 3 cards from the top and chuck them up there, but I've got 7 of Cups crossed by the 2 of Wands. Yeah, look, it's my wizard. Look, there he is. Hold on, right? Whoa, right? I know he talks slow. He's all right, but you know, hold on. Wait before you make a choice. Wait. Stay in the planning stage. Go ahead and plan right now, but don't do anything. Where else? What we got? The Hermit and the Empress. Yeah, it's a bit of trust your intuition. Your intuition, your spidey sense, if you will, is probably going to say danger. Danger. Right? Stop. Hide. Lay low. Binge watch some TV. Eat some bonbons. Take it easy. You can plan, but don't do right now. What was trust your intuition, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's the 3 of Wands. There you go. There's the escalation. It's under that, right? If you wait, 3 of Pentacles. If you wait, you'll have better options. That's the environmental energy. That's what this reading is. It's all at the bottom of the deck. It's always going to be, right? But now we'll sort of pull here and see how some of you might fuck this up, or how somebody attached to you might fuck this up. I don't know. That's the environmental energy. Avoid any big decisions right now, the way the energy is. And probably see it in your horoscopes. I would imagine you would. Okay, there's all kinds of moon, Pluto shit going on right now. Anytime Pluto gets involved, when Pluto shows up to the party, the cops are coming. Okay, I mean, they just, fucking Pluto's here. Oh, shit, I got warrants. You know, I mean, it's a bit of that. I gotta go. You know, just lay low. All right, chill out. Don't make any big decisions. Do plan, though. It's good energy for planning. You're very creative. As long as you trust your intuition. Let that flow. Look how strong your intuition is. The Hermit and the fucking Empress. Fucking hell. Right? It's kind of a boring sexual energy, these two. Right? But you wouldn't want to watch the sex tape. But they definitely are big feelers. Big thinkers. Right? Big thinkers and big feelers. Big intuition. The intuition's very big right now. Trust it. It's telling you something. All right? I don't know what. It's trying to show you something, maybe. It's bigger than just trust your intuition. Maybe it's trying to show you where your plan might go wrong so that you can get it right. I don't know, but that wizard seems pretty intent on you not going anywhere. Let's see. 3 cards. Ace of Pentacles. Center card, which is crossed by all this shit. Yeah, see, the 4 of Cups. We'll get there. What's red with the Ace of Pentacles? The Death card. Wow, these are big energy. What the fuck is going on right now? It's like destiny playing out, right? I don't want to put any hocus pocus on it, but little things right now can turn into big problems. You might be, for example, you might be trying to figure out some big purchase or some big thing to do, and you got your thing down here, but you're ignoring, in this energy, we might ignore minor details. So, and the problem is, and what these say, is whatever, right? The minor details are fucking huge, They're gigantic. They're things that creep up on you, and they're game changing. They change everything. They might stop you in your tracks. They might ruin your plans, right? Or they might alter them midstream. And a lot of people, I'm not saying you might be great at this. I'm sure you're a very high vibrational person. But mid-tier to lower tier vibrational people have a hard time with something going wrong mid-tier. They tend to freeze up or just keep going, right? Because they got some bad advice from somebody who said, just keep going even if something goes wrong. No, that's not always good advice. You know, I mean, it's terrible, actually, in most cases. It'll land people sleeping in their cars a lot of times. But at the end of the day here, yeah, there's something going on. I'm going to pull what's going on. I'm going to pull on the death card. Do what you want to do. Look, I'm just a talking hand on a fucking video, but this is the kind of the energy that's going on right now, for sure. And look at that. Remember when I picked this deck? I didn't know. I have not looked at these. I just sat down here this morning. I had the 9 of Swords at the bottom of this before we shuffled, right? You remember? 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck I'm going to clarify with. I had no idea that was there. So, again, I don't want you to end up like this. Haste makes hasty decisions here will land you there. All right? Okay. Let's pull on the death card. It's really all we need. That's about it. I mean, I'll pull a couple more energies, but I mean, what else you want me to tell you? Plan now, right? Do later. All right. You know what? I might pull on the people around you before we go, but I am going to pull on this. I'm going to clarify the death card, but I might pull on the people around you before we go. Just in my experience, in these types of energies, people tend to misunderstand you. Okay, a little bit, or misunderstandings can happen, or they're a little. We talked about this in the what the hell reading was it? The last one I did, Uranus, right? We talked about people being a little sensitive. Maybe you're a little sensitive. The people around you might be sensitive too, a little oversensitive. All right. Let's go. Death card. Why is it here? But I'll pull a little thing on that before we go. Death card. Why is it here? I'll get you some advice. I mean, the advice is simple. Just slow your roll. Just stay in the planning stage right now, whatever it is. If you, but Steve, I'm going to buy some big thing today. Can you do it in a couple of days? Can you just give it a moment? Tell you what. Let's see where we go here. The death card. All right, come on now. Okay. Yeah, wow, we keep getting this shit. A lot of repeat cards here. Look at that. Look at there. You see that hermit? Right? There he is. It's the hermit crossing this. There's this is an energy of, I'm going to phrase it this way. I'm wearing my Super Friends sweatshirt. Right? I got all the Justice League sweatshirt here. I got my Superman. I know you can't see it. I got Superman, Batman. I got Green Lantern. Right? All that kind. I don't have Spider-Man on it. He's not part of the Justice League. But this is Spidey sense here. But we'll stick with cartoon superheroes, right? We got danger warning, a warning. Something or someone in this energy. This is all happening not to jam you up, okay? Not to jam you up, not so I can make a funny noise around the wizard, which I love doing, right? No. This is all happening because you're supposed to see something. I'm going to get hocus pocusy with it. All right, I'm just going to do it. I know y'all love unicorns and rainbows anyway, right? Spirit guides. Your spirit guides are trying to fucking tell you something, and they're going to get your attention the hard way if you don't just chill and stay in the planning stage of something. Pay attention to the little details. Your intuition's screaming at you about something. You can't miss it. But if you get your head set on one decision, that's loud energy. Your mind is set on one decision. It's very loud. You'll miss this message. You'll miss what the universe is trying to tell you. Okay? On the flip of that energy, because there always is, for a few of you, be careful not to let your feelings override intellect. Be careful about that. That is also a possibility. All right? But again, your intuition would try to alert you to this. So keep in mind, if you're making an emotional purchase, this is the wrong energy to do that in. You know, if there's something, if it's a big purchase that you're trying to make, or if it's a person that, you know, you're trying to talk, you almost feel like you're talking yourself into wanting the second date. You know what I'm saying? That's your sign right there. Be careful. Slow your roll. All right. Just I don't know how long this energy lasts. I'm going to say not more than a few days. But I'm going to probably put a date in the title of this reading that stretches from, say, today, the 8th, until about the 12th, just to play it safe. Okay? What's on top? Justice. Yeah. Why is that here? The Magician. What's the bridging energy? These are big. Did you just see what I just pulled here? This is all major arcana. This is just I'm going to pull the bridging energy. It doesn't matter what that is. That's just red here, right? It's red. It bookends or complements the death card. I've got major, 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 crossed by major. Holy cow! And there's your card. There's your eight of cups. Yeah. Wow. You're being pointed in. Yeah, it's what I said. You're being pointed in a direction. All right. And there's a lot of hocus pocus afoot. There's a lot of hocus pocus in play. Let me tell you. There is one. I'm going to phrase it this way. All right, it might get a little hobbit, but I'm going to phrase it this way. It's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. It's a surrounding energies reading, right? There is one path that the universe, the energy around you, is trying to push you down, which is massively transformative for your life. It's fantastic. And there's another path, which I suspect is the one that you're more inclined to go down, that you're making plans to go down, that you think in this energy is the way to go, right, at the moment, or the emotional purchase you're going to make, that you should definitely, that's 8 broken cups, okay? The universe is trying to push you toward happiness, but it's something completely, vastly different. You know, this is my novice card here. It's lead into gold, alchemy energy. It's completely different from what you might be used to. So if you're not sure how to read your intuition, again, make your own decisions, but my tip might be to go with the path that makes you the most nervous. All right? Your spidey sense will definitely stop you. You'll get indications on stop. I mean, it may even be very obvious as well. But err on the path less traveled. Here, you're definitely being pointed in a direction. Your reaction to it might be hell no, because it's very 5D. It's very major arcana. All right, let's pick this back up here. Let's take out all of these cards that came out and put them right there. And I'm going to shuffle on the people around you. These are the people in your neighborhood, and these energies. And I'm going to do that. So pay attention to everything I said here. Just lay low. It's cool. You can make anybody, any kind of big purchase or something, or deciding whether or not a second date. If somebody can't wait a few days for, then it probably weren't worth it anyway, right? I think that's a line I remember in my history studies. I think that's something Queen Elizabeth said, or something like that. The first Queen Elizabeth, not the most recent one. They were supposed to fix her up with some prince from somewhere or whatever. He ended up marrying somebody else, and she had some kind of line like, well, if he can't wait a little bit, it's probably wasn't worth it anyway, right? Like that kind of a thing. It's a bit of that sort of energy there. I remember that. I studied all that shit for a while, but that was a long time ago. Anyway, let's see. I'm pretty sure it was Queen Elizabeth. All right, here we go. I don't think it was her sister, Queen Mary. She was very bitchy. So I don't think. Might have been, but I think it was Elizabeth. Anyway. All right. My favorite was always Queen Anne. Everybody forgets Queen Anne, right? 1702 to 1714. Everybody forgets Queen Anne. She's the reason that there's a united kingdom, ultimately. I mean, King James brought the crown together, the throne, from Scotland down and whatever. But it was her who brought the government together, into one parliament. It was nice. All right, let's go. Let me get the people around you here. Fool. 6 of Pentacles, the Tower, and the 4 of Wands. Can I paraphrase this? We don't need to go card by card here, do we? All right. I mean, I had to shuffle forever for this fucking thing. I'm just going to paraphrase it. Everybody's got their own ideas in this energy, and they all think it's a good idea. They all think this is a terrible. If you got one of those work environments this week or any week, but this week, if you're in one of those work environments where it's all collaborative, I think the millennials like those. I fucking hate collaborative work environments. But anyway, one of those open rooms where you're all sitting together and you all work together and you feel like you circle jerk each other and make decisions all day long and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be a rough week because everybody thinks their idea is the best and everybody seems to have a different one. It ties back to this right here, right? The same frequency of energy can play out 1,000 different ways. I pull out a different question, I get a different way to read it, right? So it's a bit of that. So again, you're getting this information, if nothing else, in advance, so that you know to just sort of don't partake in that, don't feed that energy, all right? If somebody thinks they got a good idea, let them they'll probably don't. They're probably making a mistake in this energy, just let them think it, okay? Just let them fucking think it. I'm more concerned about you, all right? And I'm more concerned that you, again, if you can, slow your roll, stay in the planning stage right now on anything, whether it's dating or a big major purchase or whatever, right? If it's meant for you, look, this is something I figured out a long time ago. I've known this since I was 5 years old, figuring out this shit, 5 or 6, and I think it was first grade. I figured anyway. If it's meant to be for you, right? There's absolutely nothing within reason. There's not much you can do to screw it up. If it waits, if it's there, it'll be there for you, right? You don't have to if you feel the urgency in it, that's this energy causing that. If it's absolutely meant to be for you, if it's a person, a house, a car, a fucking dog, I don't know, it will be there. Right? It can wait until the energy sorts out, and your intuition will tell you that. Your spidey sense will alert you to that, whatever it is. Just stay in the planning stage. If it's not meant for you, it'll go away. It's the way it often happens, I'll tell you what. I've got like 10,000 examples in my life, then I've whiteboarded them and noted them where that type of thing has happened. You know, where I'm like, I can't believe it's still there. You know, that kind of a thing where I've said that. But it is what it is. It just seems to be the way it plays out. There are free will decisions we can make where, you know, just batshit stupid fucking free will decisions that can fuck it up. It's not that it can't be fucked up. But you laying low and giving it some time isn't going to mess it up. Obviously, make your own decisions, but that's just the way the energy flows. You might find if you make a big decision in this energy, you accept the job, you buy the car, you buy the house, you go on the second date, that it doesn't go so well, that it leads you down a dead-end road of some kind, right? They'll be a lot clearer when it clears out. It's just the way it is. It's just the way the energy plays out. Make your own decisions. I'm just a talking hand. I'm just giving you the energy as it is. Like I said, a lot of this will probably show up in your horoscopes anyway, you know, in some form or another. You're better off reading general sort of horoscopes, astrology that talks about the energy, the surrounding energies, rather than your individual, oh, I'm a Scorpio, I'm going to read that kind of a thing. Try to get the big picture horoscopes and astrology, and you'll do yourself a real solid. All right? Anyway, that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.